Hello everyone, how are you? I'm Neha and I'm back to help you out with the understanding of yet important concept, which is breakdown of glucose, right? This is a very important question that may come for 3 marks. So grade 10 board students, pay attention, right? Breakdown of glucose. Before we proceed with the understanding of it, there are important terms. There are 2 important terms over here, aerobic and anaerobic. Now this aerobic is derived from the Greek root word that is aero, which means air. So aerobic means presence of oxygen. Anaerobic means absence of oxygen, of course. So depending upon that, we have main 2 types of respiration. Aerobic respiration occurring in the presence of oxygen and anaerobic respiration that is occurring in the absence of oxygen. Now let's understand, this glucose, which is a 6-carbon molecule, it will be broken down into 3-carbon molecule pyruvate along with the release of some amount of energy. Now this step, where is it occurring? It is occurring in the cytoplasm of the cell. And this first step is common to all the organisms. That means all the organisms in all the cells of the organisms, this step would be common. What? The conversion of 1 molecule of glucose, which is a 6-carbon molecule, into 2 molecules of pyruvate, which is a 3-carbon molecule. Now, after that, it depends on the condition and hence the products would be different. So like I said, anaerobic, let's dig in deeper. The first condition on this pyruvate is subjected to the breakdown in the absence of oxygen, which occurs in yeast during fermentation. The products would be ethanol, which is a 2-carbon molecule along with carbon dioxide and some energy. However, in the second case, in the case wherein there is lack or scarcity of oxygen, have you ever wondered when you are doing a lot of exercise, any strenuous activity? For example, you are an athlete, or you may not be an athlete, but still you are running, you decided to run for a marathon, or you may have participated in any of the sports competition, right? Or you are gymming probably, any of this strenuous activity that demands a lot of energy, right? Now a lot of energy requires a lot of oxygen. So when the demand of oxygen is high and the supply of oxygen is low, under those conditions your muscle cells will starve of oxygen. So they would be experiencing scarcity or lack of oxygen, and it is because of that the pyruvate would be incompletely broken down into lactic acid, which is a 3-carbon molecule along with the release of some amount of energy. And it is this lactic acid, the buildup or accumulation of this lactic acid, that causes cramps in our muscles. You may have experienced sometimes, especially when you're not a regular athlete, right? In the third case, wherein we are very much interested, is the presence of oxygen. That means we're talking about aerobic respiration, which is happening in the mitochondria, one of the very important and fascinating cellular organelle present inside the cell. The products would be carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Now if you see, after energy, in anaerobic respiration I've written 2 ATP, and in aerobic respiration I have written 38 ATP. So there is a huge difference between the energy released in anaerobic respiration, which is 2 ATP, and aerobic respiration, which is 38 ATP. So why is such huge energy difference, right? Well, the answer is, in the case of aerobic respiration, the glucose or pyruvate is completely broken down because there is presence of oxygen. So complete oxidation or complete breakdown is happening. However, in these 2 cases, anaerobic respiration, the glucose or pyruvate is incompletely broken down. Hence, the release of energy is very low. Now, what is this ATP? Well, this ATP is considered as the energy currency of the cell, and it stands for, A stands for adenosine, T stands for tri, and P stands for phosphate. Right? Now this is the energy currency. Let's see how is it formed. So the energy that is released during the cellular respiration, that is immediately used up to form a molecule of adenosine triphosphate, which is ADP. Let's see over here. This ADP, which is adenosine, D for diphosphate, when combines with inorganic phosphate, of course in the presence of energy that is released during cellular respiration, it will form ATP. Now, how is this ATP, right, is going to provide energy to the cell when in need? So when the terminal phosphate linkage of this ATP, the last one phosphate linkage, when that is broken down in the ATP, the energy equivalent to 30.5 kilojoule per mole is released. And it is this energy that a cell can use for performing a number of activities, you name it. Let it be conduction of nerve impulses, wherein there is important communication happening between different parts of the body, or some of the important proteins being synthesized, right? Or it could be just contraction of muscles, you know, for movement. I'm able to move my hands, I'm able to walk here and there, right? So that requires contraction of muscles. That also requires energy. So then likewise, ATP provides energy for performing various activities. So that is why it is considered as the energy currency. Alright, well, this is a wrap for today's session, but you know what? No, it is still incomplete. I know by now you have, known it or guessed it. Well, there is a homework question. I have told you about the lactic acid, the buildup of lactic acid or accumulation of lactic acid that causes cramps. The question is, what could be done in order to get relief from those cramps, right? Do mention your answers, whatever you think. There is no right or wrong answer. Whatever you think could be the answer to the question that I've just asked, right? Please mention it in the comment section. And as usual, I would always be excited and eagerly waiting to read all the answers that are typed by you in the comment section. And what else? Well, yeah, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel so that I would be encouraged and feel good, and I would keep smiling, so that I will be posting more and more videos and you will get more and more help in understanding different concepts in biology. So, like I say, let's make biology simple, easy and interesting together. Till then, take very good care of yourselves and your family. Stay happy, stay healthy, take precautions. The corona, people are talking about the third wave and all. It's always better to take precautions. So yeah, and what else? As I always say, stay curious, stay inquisitive. Being a science student, it is the basic demand, right? Bye-bye.